Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Tuesday. This is Game Day Live. Coming to you live from American Whiskey. 51 Edison Place across the street from Prudential Center next to Championship Plaza. And in Chicago, Illinois, you've got the infamous Vinnie Parise of pucksandpitchforks.com and Hockey News and other publications that I don't want to mention anymore. And streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network as the Devils take on the defending Stanley Cup champions, Florida Panthers, tonight on a national hockey TV night. Vinny, how are you, my friend?
Doing good, Sam. Doing good. It's a big night. There's a little bit of sickness going around these NHL locker rooms, so that's not good. We'll see how it impacts the Devils. I heard there's a couple game time decisions that we will learn upon probably as the show goes along. But it's the Stanley Cup champions in town to play the Devils, who the Devils have beaten twice on the road so far this season. It'll be the third time this year that they played a Florida team right after playing the other Florida team, so that's fun. They got a big win over the Tampa Bay Lightning in overtime in their last game out. Stefan Nason took advantage of a brilliant coaching decision by Sheldon Keefe to have 4 forwards out there for the 4-on-3 power play in overtime. Hopefully they can build on that and kind of get back to their consistent winning ways that we've known them to have since the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and also breaking news. The law offices of A.J. Visco. Yes, the law office of A.J. Visco has released, a press release that baby Nash was born into this world, I believe today. A.J. and Katie couldn't be more happy for you two. And Nash is actually watching Game Day Live right now. That's what I'm hearing. So we are not only a Devils podcast, we are not only a podcast that promotes what's right about being a Devils fan, but we are the go-to podcast of newborns, creating new Devils fans every day. So congratulations to the law offices of A.J. Visco, because one day it's going to change to Visco and Visco, attorneys at law. And when baby Nash is no longer baby Nash, it'll be a Juris Doctorate Nash one day, like his daddy. Just wanted to point that out there.
That's what we like to hear. Start them young. Congratulations. Keep watching the show. Keep watching the Devils. It's a great life.
Yeah, I mean, we are creating Devils fans literally as we speak.
Absolutely.
A.J. Visco, a big donor of this fine programming called Game Day Live. And also go to joinourcrew.com. Again, joinourcrew.com. Sign up to our wonderful email list. We rarely email, but when we do, it's freaking good, let me tell you.
Important.
Yeah, we're going to have to work on our email blasts and all that. Put some good stuff out there. One day it's going to turn into something, I hope. Joey B says, Sam Woo's hair is good for 2 block shots. I haven't been able to get to the barber. It's unfortunate. I can't get a haircut. But you never know. I might get a haircut. Thank you, Joey B.
It's not important. Winning is important.
Yeah, winning is important, But I will go to Connie Cuts. Connie cuts my hair in beautiful Gladstone, New Jersey. Go to Connie Cuts for your wonderful, wonderful haircut. She supports the Let's Go Devils podcast, by the way, Vinny. Just to let you know.
That.
There's a big Let's Go Devils podcast logo in her barbershop, and people ask about it all the time when she plays the podcast. And she could be playing it live right now if people getting haircuts. But anyway, moving on. Sorry to distract you and changing gears. Back to the game. So the Florida Panthers come in town. New Jersey Devils winning the last game. But Jake Allen is in net, if I'm not mistaken, tonight.
Yeah, it sounds like that's going to be the case. It's a hard game. It's a very difficult game. It's on national TV. The Florida Panthers are one of the best teams in the National Hockey League. If you're trying to scout the opponent, you can look at guys like, I think they have one of the best two-way lines in modern history. Like, I think back to when Boston had the perfection line, and like Patrice Bergeron, David Pastrnak, and Brad Marchand all formed this line that, like, they all had 100 points, and they all were like top 20 Selke vote getters. They kind of have that going in Florida right now. Like with Alexander Barkov and Sam Reinhart leading the way. It's hard to like argue that as one of the best lines in the NHL. And they play with Evan Rodriguez too, who, you know, is a real good two-way forward as well. So it's one of those lines that it'll probably, well, it is in New Jersey, so I'm sure Heischer will get his fair share of them. Obviously, you want Heischer out there against Matthew Tkachuk, too, so you got to pick your battle. And that's why, you know, they have Carter Verhaeghe with Anton Lundell and Jesper Boquist on the third line. That's why they won the Stanley Cup, because they're as deep as any team in the league. And, you know, they have a heavy compete level. They're good in all three zones. There's not much one-dimensional play going on from any of these guys. Gustav Forsling is one of the best defensemen in the NHL right now. It looks like they'll be without Aaron Ekblad, so you never want to see anybody get hurt, but Ekblad not being in the lineup is obviously something that would favor the Devils. I really like this Panthers team from top to bottom. I think they're stacked. And, you know, like I said, Reinhart, I think he scored 57 goals last year. Like, just an absolute maniac, top 10 in Selke voting always. So, and then Barkov wins it from time to time. So, you know, it's the team the Devils want to become, because there are a lot of parallels with these two franchises and kind of how they've built their team, starting with the center of the ice. Sam Bennett became like a Team Canada guy after being let go from Calgary. So, you know, the Devils have some holes to fill if they want to be able to have this level of success that Florida's had. But in the meantime, you have to play them hard with what you have. The Devils have so far this year. They're 2-0 against Florida, and both games were in Florida. So you hope you can bring some of that back home, where they have been really good so far this season.
Yeah, you know what? And let me tell you about. I was talking to Bruce Zeman on At the Point earlier. That the Jake Allen, 5-game losing streak or whatever it is. It's kind of like he played a lot of those games of the second half of the back-to-back. So, and again, I'm going to cut this guy some slack. It's not easy being the 1B. You're expected to be a 1A as a 1B. But if you're not getting the playing time, you're not getting into the groove, it's very hard to put together a streak of games where you're playing at the highest level. And it's hard. And, are you going to worry about a number 2 goaltender? I'm not worried about Jake Allen one bit. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Give Markstrom some rest, but give the Devils the ability to compete every time he's out on the ice. That's all you can ask for from your 1B. And you know what? I don't think the Devils need to do anything on trade deadline. There has been, some conversation amongst fans about, well, would you trade Jake Allen on trade deadline just to maybe get a nice piece back and just go ride Markstrom and maybe Nico Dawes or something like that? I don't think that's necessary. I like the combo right now.
Yeah, I would not. I would absolutely not trade Jake Allen. You need a backup. I've yet to see confirmation that Jake Allen is starting. Because coming into today, I would have bet my life that Markstrom went today, and then
I don't know who told me. Somebody told. Was it
Allen
Ted that told me? Somebody told me that at the bar.
I mean, I'm not disputing it. I do know. I am reading that the Florida Panthers are starting Spencer Knight, and it won't be Sergei Bobrovsky in net. which I believe the Devils have beaten both of them this year, so it doesn't really matter. You need to be able to play well in your offensive zone no matter who's in net for the other team. But I'm still working on finding out if it is, in fact, Allen. Well, listen, I believe it. It makes sense, but I
The
did not
Devils
know
have
Jake
a
Allen.
pretty heavy week of games. I mean, they have today,
Oh, yeah.
Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, which Nick Volano is apparently going to be here at American Whiskey on that Sunday game. So I'm going to have to come out on my Sunday and greet Nick and Kate and the entire family here at American Whiskey. So
Absolutely, and a lot of these games are at home. So you got tonight against the Panthers, Thursdays against the Leafs in Toronto, and then you come back home for 3, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday. Flyers, Senators, Bruins. So it's an interesting stretch of games. It's a hard stretch of games. None of those teams are bad by any means. The Senators are trying to, lock onto a playoff spot. Like, they're close. I kind of just hit me. They're getting both Kachucks in back-to-back or in the same week. So that's always fun.
yeah,
But in this game in particular, I think if you want to beat the Panthers, you need your best players to outshine their best players. That means I'd like to see some Jack Hughes, who was brilliant in their most recent game. Let's see Nico Hischier get going in the goal scoring again. Really excited what Jesper Bratt's doing this season. I mean, there's no doubt that Jesper Bratt is one of the best wingers in the NHL right now. Would love a little more offense from Timo Meier, but I love his bulldozing style of play. I think he's real important to the team, even just as important, when he's not showing up on the score sheet. So we'll see what's going. But like I said, against the Panthers team that literally just won the Stanley Cup, and they were in the final the year before that, you need to bring your best.
Yeah, and Joey B is asking, is the guy behind you with a KC Chiefs hat? No, it's Florida Panthers hat, and also it's number 13 Sam Reinhart T-shirt behind me. It's starting to get pretty crowded here, Vinny. I guess Ted left his post, or I don't know where he went, and suddenly the barrier has been broken. So give me 1 sec here.
Yeah.
Keep going.
This Florida Panthers fan here says, you know what? I don't care about your space. I'm going to put my butt right in your face while I order a drink while you're trying to do a podcast.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's what happens when you go live. I mean, we have Din Wiesel somewhere doing security, but believe me, he already told me, if anybody messes with me, he said they're dead. I was like, all right, Din Wiesel. He does push-ups in his free time. It's great.
That's dedication to being awesome.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Well, Sam, you know what time I think it is for this show?
Timo time?
Timo time. Timo scoring a goal tonight for sure. But I was going to say it's time for everybody to go in the YouTube chat right now and start throwing in their predictions for what they think is going to happen in tonight's game between the New Jersey Devils and the Florida Panthers. And while they do that, Sam, you should offer your prediction for tonight's game.
Me go first?
It's the way the cookie crumbles today, Sam.
Wow. Ted says, I was standing next to Sam, but I moved so that Steven would not be leering at me. Oh, okay. Well, Ted, if you could come back here, that'd be great. Predictions. I predict this guy is going to be crying at the end of the night because I think it's going to be a 3-1 Devils victory. 3-1.
I believe, I'm trying to remember the final score of their last game against the Panthers. I feel like they did win like 3 or 4-1 in one of them.
Yep.
And Reinhart scored the only goal, the guy on that guy's back. Let's see if I can confirm that. I might not be able to quickly because we got to read some people's predictions. Yeah, I'm more concerned about reading predictions in the YouTube chat, which I will do right now. It says that Max is predicting a 4-2 Devils victory. Select the Boy says 4-3 Devils. Glenn says 4-3 Devils. Eddie's with the 5-4 Devils. Joseph 3-1 Devils. Chris says 4. I'm going to go with 4-0. That's what that means for sure. Joey B 5-3 Panthers. Brian says 2-1 Cats. No, wrong. Devils get the sweep 4-1. Favorite Devils Nico gets a goal. Jay Snow says 4-1. AJ Visco 6-1. Wouldn't a nice 6-1 victory for AJ Visco on a day like today be absolutely perfect? Chris says 5-3 Devils. And Selecta says it was 6-3 Devils in their home. Well, they played them there twice. So, yeah, we will see how that goes. Looking forward to tonight's game, though. It's always a big, big, big matchup.
Always a big matchup. The Devils beat them twice. You know that the Cats are going to come out. Yeah, you swept them at home. I think they circled this game. I think it's going to get nasty. I actually think it's going to get very nasty tonight. Select the Boy 6-3. Brooke Amanda said 4-3. Steve Engel says 4-2.
Yep. And then we had a prediction from Ted earlier, 5-4. So we got some coming in late. We got some that were there early. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to get nasty too, though, Sam. You have a Kachuk on the other side.
Survey says, is this live? Oh, there's Ted. There's Ted. See, there's Ted. Yeah, of course it's live. Yeah.
It's always live.
It's always live.
Earlier in the season, on November the 12th, the Devils beat the Panthers 4-1, and Sam Reinhart had their one goal. And on November the 14th, it was 6-2 in favor of the Devils. And this will be the series finale between the New Jersey Devils and the Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers tonight. They could meet in the playoffs, though. You never know.
You just never know. Joey is asking a lot of questions right now. Go ahead.
I saw a percentages type thing, and Matthew Tkachuk and Brady Tkachuk meeting in the first round has the highest likelihood it ever has. And Sam, that's something you could talk about in your NHL show, that non-Devils related. I think I would lock into all 7 games of that, like I would for the Devils if those two teams met each other.
All right. We'll talk a little bit later offline. Make that happen. Joey B says, seriously, that Panthers fan, what a tool. It keeps invading San Luis. Hey, you know what? I could elbow back. He's not doing that bad. It's just kind of uncomfortable sometimes. I mean, when you do a live, you're alone. Shorts guy, he's on assignment tonight. You got to do what you got to do. But I want to thank all. Go ahead.
Do you have the rope up?
Yeah, the rope is here, but everybody ignores it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Well,
actually, Joey B, there was a near fight after the Devils Rangers Game 7 victory a couple of years ago. It was actually a pretty scary moment because the guy really wanted to. I don't know. He was so drunk, that Rangers fan, he wanted to take me on out of nowhere. But the wonderful security of American whiskey saved the day.
And nothing will beat that day on my birthday a couple years ago against the Islanders when we literally caught the fight on camera outside on the street through the window.
Yeah. Well, this is what's going on here at American Whiskey. As I'm panning to the crowd, it is amazing experience. I wish you were here, Vinnie. It's just a good time. And, we'll be back for Devils After Dark after the game. Scotty at Sirius XM Liquid Metal will be back in action from the Michael J. Fox Studios in Beverly Hills, California. I will probably be back in the bunker. So that's all I have to say, Vinny.
It was a good little breakdown of the two teams today, Sam. I'm excited for this one. I'm
I'm definitely excited. Also, just remember, go to joinourcrew.com. Again, joinourcrew.com for the latest updates of this fine podcast called the Let's Go Devils podcast. And hopefully it'll be a Devils victory. I think it will. I think it will. I think it will. All right, going to get out of here right now. Vinnie, it's a pleasure. I'm going to enjoy some nice salad here at American Whiskey, amongst other things. Thank you very much. Till next time, let's go Devils.